Welcome, welcome, welcome to Story Time with Miss H. Today I have another favorite for you by William Steig. He's a very renowned, famous, popular author. Try to look him up if you're looking for more stories. Dr. De Soto is one of my favorites, and my second favorite is one about a pebble and a stone, but I simply can't remember the title. But I will go on the hunt to find it for you. So let's begin with the doctor, see what he has in store for us. Dr. De Soto. Dr. De Soto was a dentist. He did very good work, so he had no end of patients. Those close to his own size, like moles and chipmunks, sat in a regular dentist chair. But the larger animals, they sat on the floor because they were so big, while the doctor stood on a ladder to take care of them. For extra large animals, he had to have a special room for them. There, Dr. De Soto was hoisted up to the patient's mouth by his assistant, who also just happened to be his wife. She was working for him. Dr. De Soto was especially popular in the neighborhood with the big animals. He was able to work inside their mouth, wearing rubbers to keep his feet dry, and his fingers were so delicate, and his drills so dainty, they could hardly feel any pain when he is done. Being a mouse, he refused to treat animals that were dangerous to mice, though. You understand? And it said so on his sign. Look at the sign right now. Cats and other dangerous animals not accepted for treatment. And we know why. When the doorbell rang, he and his wife would look out the window. They wouldn't admit even the most timid-looking cat. They were like, no way, we're not letting a cat in. One day, when they looked out, guess what they saw? They saw a well-dressed fox with a flannel bandage around his jaw. I can't treat you, sir, Dr. De Soto shouted. Sir, haven't you read my sign? Go away. Please, 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 the fox wailed. Have mercy, I'm suffering. And he wept bitterly. It was pitiful to watch. Let's take it. Let's risk it, said his wife. She pressed the buzzer and she let the fox in the house. He was up the stairs in a flash. Bless you, little hearts, he cried, falling to his knees. I beg you, do something, my tooth is killing me. Okay, sit on the floor, sir, said the doctor, and remove the bandage, please. Dr. De Soto climbed up the ladder and bravely entered the fox's mouth. Oh, wow, he gasped. The fox had a rotten bicuspid and unusually bad breath. Ew. His tooth will have to come out, said the doctor. But we can't make you a new one. Just stop the pain, please, whimpered the fox. wiping some tears away. Despite his misery, he realized he had a tasty little morsel in his mouth, and his jaw began to shake. "Keep it open, sir," yelled the doctor. "Wide open," yelled his wife. Dr. De Soto fastened his extractor to the bad tooth. Then he and his wife began turning the winch. Finally, with a sucking sound, the tooth popped right out and hung swaying in the air. I'm bleeding," the fox yelled when he came to. Dr. De Soto ran up the ladder and stuffed some gauze in the hole. "The worst is over now. I'll have your new tooth ready tomorrow. Be here at 11 sharp." The fox, still woozy, said goodbye and left. On his way home, he wondered if it would be shabby of him to eat Dr. De Soto when the job was done. "He looks delicious," he thought. After office hours, Mrs. De Soto molded a tooth of pure gold, and she polished it up nicely, raw with salt. "Indeed," muttered Dr. De Soto. "How foolish to trust a fox, though." "He didn't know what he was saying," said Mrs. De Soto. Why should he harm us? We're helping him." "Because he's a fox," said the doctor. "They're wicked, wicked creatures, I tell you." That night, Dr. De Soto lay awake, worrying. Should we let him in tomorrow? Mrs. De Soto wondered. "Once I start a job, though," said the dentist firmly, "I finish it. My father was the same way." "But we must do something to protect ourselves from him," said his wife. They talked and talked and talked until they decided on a plan. "I think it will work," said Dr. De Soto. A minute later, he was snoring. The next morning, promptly at 11, a very cheerful fox turned up. He was feeling not a particular pain. He was good. When Dr. De Soto got into his mouth, he snapped it shut for a moment, then opened wide and laughed. "I'm sorry, doctor, just a joke." "Be serious," said the doctor sharply. "We have work to do." His wife was lugging the heavy tooth up the ladder. "Oh, I love it," said the fox. It's just beautiful." Dr. De Soto set the gold tooth in the socket and hooked it up to the teeth on both sides. The fox caressed the new tooth with his tongue. I like it. It feels good," he thought. "I really shouldn't eat them. They did try to help me. On the other hand, I can't resist." "We're not finished," said the doctor, holding up a large jug. "I have here a remarkable preparation developed only recently by my wife and me. With just one application, you can be rid of toothaches forever. How would you like to be the first one to receive this unique treatment?" "I certainly would," said the fox. I'll be honored. He hated any kind of personal pain, so he decided to take the preparation. You will never have to see us again, said the doctor. No one will see you again, said the fox to himself. Ha ha, when I'm done with you. He thought definitely made up his mind. He decided to eat them with the help of his brand new tooth. Dr. DeSoto stepped into the fox's mouth with a bucket of secret formula and proceeded to paint each tooth. He hummed as he worked. His wife stood by on the ladder, pointing out spots that he missed. The fox looked very happy. When the dentist was done, he stepped out. Now, close your jaws tight, he said, and keep them closed for a few minutes. The fox did as he was told. Then he tried to open his mouth, but his teeth were stuck together. Excuse me? I should have mentioned, said the doctor. You won't be able to open your mouth for a day or two. The secret formula must first permeate the dentines. But don't worry, no pain ever again. You'll be good after 2 days. The fox was stunned. He stared at the doctor, then he stared at his wife. He tried to smile and waited. All he could do was say, "Thank you very much." He couldn't barely talk through his clenched tooth and get up and leave. He tried to do so with dignity. He was so angry. Then he stumbled down the stairs in a daze. Dr. DeSoto and his wife had outfoxed the fox. That was a good plan. They kissed each other and took the rest of the day off. The end. How did you guys like Dr. DeSoto? It's one of my favorites. Leave a comment. Say I love it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.